Mighty Man from Manila, Man from Manila, Man from Manila, brought to you by YouTube Chess, Man from Manila, Chicky Chess. Man from Manila at the BD Black here, khagoev in the white. Game on, Chicky, gonna be a king's pawn, Chicky, versus the fianchetto of BD Black. On the black side of things, Biggity Man from Manila, Ernie Biggity Baltazar. Alright, very aggressive. Holy cannoli. Very aggressive. Gonna have to go to the Indian style diggity, get down on it, diggity defense, and that's exactly what he's gonna do is transition to the Indian style. And fianchetto is kingside as well. But wait, there's more. Actually, it was a feint. He's going to be actually kingside assaulting here. Or is he? Question mark. Or is he? Question mark. Or is he? Question mark. Ladies and jiggly, khagoev versus Miggity Man from Manila, khagoev with a super diggity duper awesome super sweet 2061 ELO. Ladies and jiggly gentlemen, boys, giggly girls, we can see here Miggity Man from Manila with the super awesome diggity duper awesome diggity get down on it defense here, but neither player are looking to castle anytime soon. Chicky, here comes the horse of the biggity player, Miggity Man from mysterious Miggity Man from Manila, mysterious man from Miggity Manila. Chicky, Ernie Biggity, man behind the mask, probably Ernie Biggity Baltazar. Ladies and jiggly, boys and giggly, here we can see the white Biggity bishop. Wait, this Biggity Black on the attack? What? Question mark? Gonna try to deny khagoev from castling, but it's gonna be a queenside castle from khagoev. Doesn't actually even need to castle. Chicky is up against the riggedy ropes. Khagoev versus Miggity Man from Manila. Who's gonna win? Chicky chess, Biggity Blitz style. 2 minutes on the clickety clack clock for both players. Both players down to the two miggity minute mark. Ladies and jiggly gentlemen, boys and giggly girls, khagoev versus Man from Manila, Chicky Ernie Biggity Baltazar going with this horse to the edge of the board. Kind of a desperate Miggity maneuver. Actually, I like it. Now he can castle kingside if that's what he wants to do. What he will do, however, we'll have to wait and see. Chicky. Just gonna have to wait and see. Chicky. Nice jig. What? Non-passant. Thou shall not pass. Chicky. Thou shall not pass. Chicky. Or what did he? He just gonna skirt. Right riggedy by that pawn from Miggity Man from Manila. Biggity pawn gonna skirt. Right riggedy by, and he's gonna try to sneak on Biggity by this out. And now passant he will, because we can see the queen gonna Miggity move and diggity double up the Biggity bishop assault and actually maybe open up a new attack vector. Chicky. A new attack vector. Chicky. Do you got your vector? Chicky. New attack vector. But Man from Manila gonna Biggity back on up. Now will he castle? Will he decide to castle? Man from Manila actually could possibly riggedy develop that rook or not. Actually gonna be simply attacking here towards the center of the Biggity board. Gonna cut off the supply lines of this Biggity pawn that's way too far up the e-file ways. There's holy cannoli. There we can see chops that riggedy supply Biggity fly line right in half. But here comes the Biggity bishop to resupply this with a bold Miggity maneuver. Ladies and jiggly, boys and giggly, wowzers, holy cowzers. Khagoev decides with 1 Miggity minute left on the clock. He's gonna take a bold choice of action. And here comes the knight. Here comes the fork. Oh my gosh, stick a fork in him, but wait, he didn't see the horses right there. Ladies and jiggly, a cheeky check, a cheeky check, but that was an expensive cheeky check. Ladies and jiggly gentlemen, Miggity Man from Manila, and here comes the queen. But the queen exchanged riggedy right offer because he knows he's a Biggity piece on up, so he wants to offer Biggity get down on it. Offer accepted. Miggity Man from Miggity Manila, king of Biggity Baltazar, Miggity Man from Manila. The wowzers is Biggity Blitz style of Chickity chess out there at the Filipino Biggity Blitz style Chickity chess arena. Ladies and jiggly, boys and giggly, we never seen Chicky chess quite like this, down to the last minute versus khagoev at 40 seconds, and who's gonna wiki win? Chicky chess. biggity blitz style, ladies and jiggly gentlemen, biggity man from Manila, bringing the chicky checkas, chicky chess. To you, to me, to everybody, to the Filipino chickadee chess arena, chicky blitz style. Ladies and gentlemen, 30 seconds on the clickety-clack clock for our hero khagoev. 44 from Biggity, man from Manila, who's known to diggity get down, diggity dance around the chickadee chessboard just to biggity burn up diggity time and let his opponent riggity run out of diggity time. But we'll have to see if that's the case here. Chicky. His opponent got a higher ELO than him though. Chicky, but possibly chicky chess. Biggity blitz style, brought to you in part by Biggity man from Manila, Ernie Biggity Baltazar. Biggity, there's a cheeky check from Baltazar, ladies and wowzers. There's the exchange on Diggity. Now he's up a Biggity piece and gonna force the issue. Gonna take control of the Biggity board and take that Biggity pawn and stretch that pawn on down the Biggity board. Wowzers, here's the Biggity bishop hopping on Diggity down the Diggity chessboard. Biggity right across the Chickadee chessboard there, ladies and boys and ladies and jiggly gentlemen, boys and giggly girls. Here we can see even the king trying to go grab him some defeating, but here we can see that actually gonna be put in check and gonna lose a piggity pawn for his efforts, but no piggity problem for a player like Biggity man from Manila. He's up a piggity piece. He's got a horse and a biggity bishop versus opponent's little horse. The horse is gonna of course probably fall to the victimization of this tragedy known as Biggity man from Biggity. Worse than a typhoon, he comes a riggedy round, diggity down, and all the chickadee chess players throw their weapons down. Chicky, yeah! Biggity man from Manila. Who's the mysterious man behind the glasses? Man from Manila. Chicky, Ernie Biggity Baltazar. Chicky, man from Manila. Chess.